So during the last stream, the internet just decided to go poof. Which means we just kind of ended off all of a sudden. With no real warning. So I might have to play back a bit because I didn't save. The game was still going and I didn't want to leave anything out. But we'll play back up to that point where we were and just continue. Here's the story so far. Katrielle accompanies Inspector Hastings to meet the person requesting the investigation, London's mayor. Mayor Loanita describes the legend of the Thames. The case the team has been asked to investigate is basically the same story. Is it a copycat crime? Right, there's the Daily Fashion farthing. Oh, it put me all the way back to ask the fisherman if he knows anything. Alright, well I'm gonna speed through this because we saw this last stream. Saw some fish and he saw that people went into the river. One guy got pushed, the other jumped in. But he can't make out any faces from this far away because it was on the opposite bank of the river. So, was it a combination murder-suicide? Remains to be seen. Okay, and this is where she sends Ernest, because he does everything she says, to go make sure that the fisherman's telling the truth and you can't make out the face from the opposite side. Okay, just speeding through this because we saw this last time, but then the stream went down and I have to play back up. Again, you can't really see his face, she's not acknowledging his wave, we get this very short cutscene.
Coincidence? There's no such thing as coincidence.
And then he's back, and he's out of breath. His love is unrequited. We get the first piece of the puzzle. And voila. Do I need to redo the cat puzzle? I do need to redo the cat puzzle. I hope I remember it. Alright, this was the one who arrived last time I worked out. It was E.
A good puzzle is something you have to chew over. That was too easy.
Hi, Tom. And small tech issue the last time, so I'm speeding through some parts that we already technically did. Making sure I'm not missing anything from not saving. Okay, I think everything else was saved. Alright, now we're back up to where we left off. Which is, let's go to the place where the victims lived. Happens to be our own street. You might say we're exploring a new avenue, except this is an old avenue. In fact, it was even in the last chapter. Because again, we work on this street. It's a rather funny coincidence that both the man and woman lived here on Chancellor Lane. You could say they were our neighbors, but I don't recall having seen either of them before. Well, it's not like we've been on Chancellor Lane for long, is it? I'm sure we wouldn't recognize the majority of our neighbors. Anyway, let's see if anyone else on the street has some information for us. Oh, it's Mr. Italiano again. Hi, Luigi. I mean, whatever your name was, the waiter. That's so much better than Luigi for a name, I can tell you that. Ciao, bella signora. I've been waiting expectantly for you to visit us again. I'm sure Miss Layton doesn't appreciate your overfamiliar tone. How kind of you, and good evening. Actually, I was hoping to ask you a few questions. Have you heard of the couple who went missing in the Thames this morning? Of course, Vic and Tim are both regulars of customers of ours. I see, they came here together on dates, you mean? No, they've always come with friends. I don't think I've ever seen the two of them on their own as a couple. Really? Well, thank you for your time. You aren't dining with us today, senor. Such a shame. Well, don't be a stranger. Ciao, ciao. Congrats on Super Mario Party in Minecraft. I know, Mario Party's a decent entry, not the best, but more of a return to form at least, and, what little is there is good. And you probably can't go wrong with Minecraft. It's a big game for a reason. Another hint coin from the same bush as the first chapter. Alright, what about you? You have a puzzle. Good evening, madam. I was wondering if you would spare us a minute to answer some questions. Yes. What about? Have you heard of the couple who live in Chancellor Lane that went missing this morning after falling into the Thames? Vic and Tim, you mean? Yes, I heard. It's so awful. Do you know them personally? Oh yes, they're very well known around here. They're both performers, you see. They love the limelight, those two. Like this. In the spotlight. In the spotlight, the mighty spotlight, the Azran sleeps tonight. I would not be able to sleep under a spotlight. There's a silhouette of standing, the blah blah blah, the reading's hard. Someone standing on the pitch black stage, my god. Sorry, I do talk a lot for my day job, so I think it catches up to me sometimes. Some might call it lecturing, rambling, or trying to fill the empty void of space that is a video call with several students. Light up the whole stage using 4 spotlights. The lights change direction if they hit a mirror. Alright, cool. This one would only light up the corner. This one would go a bit further and light up the bottom row, and then up here, and then up there, and then it would go up this column. But then I'd still be missing this one. No, I wouldn't be missing that one, actually. And I don't want that one because it would skip the bottom left corner. Oh, I can imagine. Sometimes you really gotta wonder what the people who, what people are thinking when they decide on button mapping. Like, take the Among Us port on Switch. They mapped wires, for dot mode, they mapped wires to left stick, and it is so slow. Whereas in handhelds, it's on touchscreen, and it's, you know, normal. Alright, I'm gonna turn that one on. So I thought. Now I need something that's gonna get to here, so let me work backwards and turn on this light. And I gotta fill this row. Also has the benefit of covering that row. And then this one is pretty much a gimme.
So, in conclusion, still no patch on Miss Layton, of course.
There you go, spotlights. Well done, you solved it. You're very good, aren't you? Can you tell me more about the couple in question now? Yes, Vic and Tim are both star performers in the musical theater. Both actors, you mean? Yes, and very talented singers and dancers. Have that imitable stage presence only natural performers possess. I don't know why I'm doing a southern voice. This takes place in London, but I gotta vary up the characters somehow. It's a terrible blow to the West End, this. There's a suggestion that Tim was pushed. Do you think it's possible someone bore him a grudge? Tim? I can't imagine so. He's such a mild-mannered fellow. And I saw Vic just yesterday. She didn't seem any different to normal. I just can't believe she would have thrown herself into the river. Well, Thames the breaks. Ha 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 ha. The river, the Thames River. I'm a mad genius. That's right, Lipsky's patisserie. Vic absolutely adores the cakes there. I can't bear it when I think of Vic's face, lighting up at the prospect of one of Alex's cakes. I have to believe they're both alright. They'll be found soon, shortly. They'll just pop up again somewhere. Won't they? Let's hope so. Well, thank you for your time, madam. Oh, you're welcome. I'll just keep on praying for a miracle. Someone who was so excited about a cake only a day earlier really have thrown themselves into a river the following day? It could have been a final farewell treat to herself. Of course it couldn't. No matter how depressed you were, a delicious cake would always put you in a brighter frame of mind. Not everyone thinks the way you do, Cat. Thank goodness. Well, we've ascertained that Vic paid a visit to Lipsky's yesterday. Perhaps Alex might know something useful. Yes, you're right, Ernest. We should go there at once and see what we can glean. If he still has some of that cake he sold Vic yesterday, we'll obviously have to sample it. Oh, did I know you were gonna say that? Second clue, woman's torso. In the spot. Did you know the two victims, Vic and Tim, were theater performers? And no one says that they've had any problems lately. Alright, now we can head up the street back to the bakery. Un momento, por favor, signora. Oh, hello again. What can I do for my favorite waiter? I have a small problem I was hoping you could help me with. You see, recently we started to offer diners a special ideal meal service at the restaurant. They tell us what they like and we create the perfect assortment of dishes for them, but it isn't going so well. Dare we inquire as to why? Well, our chef is a world-class cook, but he isn't so good at understanding what the customers want. But with your powers of deduction, Signora, you could devise the perfect menu for any of our diners. After all, you are a detective. It's your business to work out things about people, no? I see. I think it sounds fascinating. Oh, Miss Layton, you're so good to everyone. Too good, really. Jump in head first, why don't you, Cat? I now find the ideal minigame. A meal minigame. Okay, so every Layton game has 3 minigames that you can access during the main game, and it's their own set of puzzles in a sort of way. This is my least favorite minigame in the whole series. And it's not because I'm bad at it. It's because it works in a weird way. So, for most minigames, you have a certain number of stages, and as you progress further in the main story, you unlock more stages. That's good. And then you can keep playing the minigame throughout the main game and, you know, spread it out. Ideal Meal works differently. You do unlock stages, but you also have to unlock the options as to what to assign people for their meal. Which means, you might get a client really early, and then you won't unlock something that they need until way later. And you won't know. There is no way to know unless you keep checking in on it and trying things and getting it wrong. Otherwise, there's no way to know when you suddenly have the right thing that belongs to said person. So you're better off waiting until the very end of the game when you have all the options available to you. Then try to work out what everyone wants, because it's not fun to try and do a puzzle when you're missing the pieces. It would be so much better if you just unlocked the clients and not their meal orders, but what are you gonna do? Unless they fix that in deluxe version. Let's take a look real quick, just to see. But basically it's a logic puzzle. They want things that meet certain criteria, you gotta give it to them. You can interview them for additional insight. Then you can try to serve it and you get a failure, an okay rating, or a perfect rating. So here we have our first guess. We want beautiful food, prepared to the last detail. And let's check. Oh, I only have 3 choices for hors d'oeuvre, and he might want one of the other 5. So yeah, they did not fix that in deluxe. They're still better off waiting. Anyway, save, cause I'm paranoid. And now we can go back up the street. Let's head back up the street. Let's smell and look. These biscuits are fresh out the oven. She's like a little puppy when she comes in here. I adore it when she becomes so excitable. We're never gonna get anywhere with this pair. Oh, Alex's brother Hans is here too. Perfect, we can ask both of them if they have any information. Nothing in the rubbish bin. Anything in the light? Of course there's something in the light. Nothing in the teddy bear cake. Ain't going in the clock cake. Nothing in the gingerbread. Alright, looks like we just talk to these two then. We'll start with Han. Good evening, Hans. I don't remember my voice for him. Pardon me, Leighton. Okay, I am sorry about Big Ben incident. I learned my lesson. I think it was something like that. There is something else, actually. The couple who went missing in the Thames this morning. Vic and Tim. I hear they are washed away in river. Are they friends of yours? Oh yes, I make props for their theater production sometimes. You do that as well? I say, you are a man of many talents, aren't you, Mr. Lipsky? Do you maybe know something that might help us with our investigation? Perhaps they had some problem that you know about, or they were worried about something. Sorry, they never say nothing like that to me. I did not even know they together as couple. Were they? Well, if they were planning to take part in Show of Devotion tonight, then yes. Show is only for couples, but I did not know they were going out. Really? They never told this to me or anyone else. Maybe it was big secret? Well, it was a secret taking part in the Show of Devotion would have somewhat blown their cover. Oh yes, that is why I am surprised. Hello, detective. Welcome. You come buy some wonderful cakes. Yes. No. Oh. No. Actually, we're investigating a case, and I was wondering if you might have some information that could be relevant. This is in reference to Vic and Tim by any chances? So you know them, Mr. Lipsky. Oh yes, they live near here. I know their faces, and they come here often to buy my cakes. Vic is in love with my perfect girlies. I can't believe they are both missing. Thames is dangerous river. Vic's family are very shocked by news, I think. Oh, do you know her family as well? Oh, yes. In fact, I just took order from them. Really? They're ordering cakes when their daughter's missing. I thought it was strange, but they make order, so I delivered. And how did they seem when you made the delivery? They didn't say nothing to me. They just take profiteroles and close door. Intriguing. The Lipsky brothers gave us some rather juicy information there, didn't they? Not half as juicy as those macaroons look. Not now. Fine, alright then. Let's see if there's anyone else on Chancellor Lane who might have some information for us. Perhaps we could head back towards the office. Someone around there might know something. Off we go. Not there. Aha! What is it, Cat? Have you cracked it? The boutique store is open now. Oh, not this again. Yes, it was closed the other day, wasn't it? The old lady said something about the owner only opening up when she feels like it. Let's go and see what's that way. I'm very curious about this place, especially as it was shut down the other day. That's right, shopping's just what we need to solve the case. Don't be ridiculous, Cheryl. But we may find some valuable information. Well, I suppose you never know where your next lead might come from. Good dog. Let's go in then. Save, cause I'm paranoid. I mean, if my last stream proved anything, it's good to save regularly, cause never know when the stream will just kapoof. By the way, I haven't checked the collection in a while. Last time we checked the collection, we got the first 3. Now we've got the magnificent moustache, the mysterious mask, and the stage show soundtrack. Remember, these do nothing. Nothing at all. Bracket. Should I go to the Riverside Festival? I'm not gonna read this whole conversation. It's not really story relevant. Ah, you want to buy my paponyo? If you don't like this paponyo, I have other paponyo. Plenty of paponyos for you. Thank you, but... Thank you, but... No, thank you. You don't want my paponyo! Okay, then how about a puzzle? The Hoopla Challenge. Roll up, and take your chance at this game of Hoopla. But this is Hoopla with a twist. Not only do you have to get the hoops to land over the pins, but you also have to throw a different number of hoops around the pins according to what color and shape they are. Use the 4 rings to place 1 ring around each circular blue pin, 2 around the square green pin, and 3 around the star-shaped red pin. Pick up hoops from the left, and that's just the controls. We've already had click and drag puzzles. You're telling me this now? Alright. 1 for blue, 2 for green, 3 for red. basically making a Venn diagram. Does that count? I don't think that quite reaches. We'll do it this way.
So, in conclusion,
Still
not patch on Miss Layton, of course.
Nice one. Congratulations, now I will perform to you my special Poponyo dance. It goes like this, see? Pop 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 Poponyo. If I ever tried of doing that, I've got... Even I'd fall trying to do that, and I've got spare legs. When I was a young boy back in Sangrio, the champion Poponyo Bopper in the neighborhood. Anything in the trash? Yeah. Coins from the trash. Coins from the trash. You know, if we pull our coins out of the trash, we may need to engage in some money laundering. Let's see. Any more free money? Oh, it's plenty of free money. Alright, into the boutique. Look at this range. Complete outfits, hats, accessories. I'm sure you'd look delightful in anything at all, miss. I'd love to browse, but the investigation is going on or something. I skipped the text by accident. Curse you, right stick. Let's ask if anyone knows anything. Save, cause I'm paranoid. Hey, what do we got? Look at the hats. Look at the jacket. The mirror. There's a puzzle in the mirror. That means we're the puzzle. Oh no. What is everything? I know nothing. I was a puzzle the whole time. Some people might say I'm a puzzle. This lot love football, but their team is full of such useless players that they're known as H10, the Hopeless 10. Yes, they only have 10 players. Can you move one match to turn them into an 11-player team? Alright, I'm gonna do this. Now it says 11 plus 0, which is 11. Ha ha. Ha ha ha.
That was too easy.
Matchstick puzzles I find pretty easy, in general. Also, a reminder, this game is set in London, so football means our, you know, American soccer. Alright, other hidden goodies. Our coins in the lights. Always check the lights. Some accessories, blah blah blah, they talk. Yes, I save constantly so that I don't need to do things like redo puzzles later. Riddleton. Dearie me, fancy bumping into you again. Oh, good evening, doing a bit of shopping. It's the last day of the Riverside Festival, isn't it? The perfect excuse to buy a new outfit to go painting the town tonight, I say. I'm especially excited because of all the hard work Pipper the Mayor put into it. Marlo, Anita, are you friends? Oh, dearie me, yes, we go back a very long way. She was often at high society duels with her father back when she was a young spring chicken myself. So Miss Loanita is from a wealthy background. Yes, I must say she's managed the family affairs wonderfully since her father passed away, a credit to her name. I confess I was rather stunned when she announced she was running for mayor, and even more stunned when she won. She certainly gives the impression that the proper governing of London's affairs is very important to her. Oh dear me, no. I don't think that's the reason she stood at all. I think it's fair to say the whole reason she wanted to become mayor was to make the festival more festive again. Really, what do you mean exactly? Oh, I know, she seems like such a quiet thing. But it wasn't ever so. No, back in her younger days, she loved a good knees up. I see, she doesn't give that impression now at all. Of course, her desire to promote the festival is much more than just a personal whim. She has a good heart, that girl. She wants the people of London to enjoy themselves, you see. Yes, I can see her motives have merit. Dear me, there I go again, wittering on. I'm supposed to be buying a dress, not gossiping. Well, toodaloo. That was an unexpected revelation about Mayor Loanita. Come along, Ernest, Cheryl, back to Guildhall. But what about the investigation, miss? There's something I'd like to put to the mayor. Come along, we must hurry. The mayor's memories. They're a piece of this puzzle. I mean, I want to say halfway there, but it took the entire stream on Tuesday to get the first clue, and now we've just gotten 2 more in the last half hour, so we're probably a decent chunk of the way through the case now. We did not talk to the shop owner, though. Hello, feel free to look around, won't you? Thank you. I wonder if we could ask you about the incident that occurred earlier today. I'm afraid I have no interest in the festival. I've heard of it, but I don't know anything about it, or any incident for that matter. Oh, I see. That's the end of that conversation, then. Yes, I think you're right, Cheryl. Well, no matter. Okay, so Clover Price has nothing to say. Other than the fact that, you know, her name is Clover Price and she runs a boutique, so it's overpriced. Alright, on to the bike. Let's see, business. Oh, I meant to go back to the business office. That's closer to Guildhall. Hello again. Is it, again, isn't... You were here earlier, I think. Yes, that's right. We'd like to speak with Mayor Loanita again. I just took some papers to the mayor in her chambers a few minutes ago. She, has a visitor at the moment. A visitor? Oh dear, that's inconvenient. I really need to speak with the mayor. The mayor often has visitors, I'm afraid. Like that, young couple who are always here. A young couple, you say? Yes, I think they work in theater. Or maybe not. I'm not sure. I had a feeling I recognized their faces from the stage. I just can't remember their name. Vic and Tim, perhaps. Yes, that's it. That's them. Eve, visiting the mayor, almost every day recently. You know, it all seemed to be rather hush-hush what they were talking about. Oh, I'm sure I'm just imagining things. Maybe I am anyway. Hush, hush. Sounds sus to this pup. I've got some friends that play Among Us with me on Sundays, so I gotta Screen cap that for their sake. So the two missing persons were both friends of the mayor. Miss Layton, this could be a vital clue. I suspect there's more to this than meets the eye. Come along, we must quiz Miss Loanita at once. Oh, but I think the mayor's still busy with her previous visitor. I'm afraid this matter is very urgent. Who even is this visitor? I think it was someone from Scotland Yard. A profiler, was it? A profiler? You don't mean Emiliana Perfetti, do you? I guess that's right. She, said she had some, questions for the mayor. Not that old sourpuss again. Emiliana visiting the mayor? Presumably this means she also works on the case. Well, if we're all talking about the same thing, they won't mind if we barge in. The mayor knows the victims. They meet regularly. You got anything new to say? Nope. Save again. No, I want to go in. Excuse me, this is a private meeting. Oh, Miss Perfetti, I'm sorry, we weren't expecting to find you here. Is everything alright? It's clear you don't like me. Whatever gives you that impression? There's no point trying to deny it. Your intonation betrays your true feeling. That little pause before you spoke, the way your lips curled up, the telltale shift of your eyes. I can read you like a book. Really? How incredible. I had no idea it was being so obvious. You weren't even going to attempt to deny it. Let's get to the matter at hand, shall we? I see you've been interviewing the mayor. Va bene. Yes, and I presume your being here means you are also investigating this case. Very shrewd. So what have you found out so far? I don't see why I should tell you. That's right, because we don't actually want to solve the crime or anything. Laura, let's see if you're worth filling you in. If you can solve this puzzle, I might consider it. Everything's puzzles in this universe. If you don't solve puzzles, you're a no one. There are some good guys and some bad guys. There's 9 of them. If a good guy has a bad guy next to him, he'll point at the bad guy. Or, he'll fold his arms if there's not. The bad guys always point at someone, whether the person is good or bad. Place markers on the 2 bad guys hiding in the group. Alright, so these guys don't have any bad guys next to them. Pointing at the upper right. These 3 are all pointing at this guy. And so is this one. Right, if a good guy has a bad guy next to him, he will point at the bad guy. Bad guys always point at someone. So, the bottom row tells me that no one in the second row is a bad guy. Because otherwise they'd be pointing up, or up to the right, or up to the left. None of them are pointing. So these are all good guys, which means they're all pointing at a bad guy. They're all pointing at the center guy. Oh, whoops. Don't want that. Wait, not that center guy. Top center. Alright, so he's bad. That guy's also pointing at the bad guy. Right, but this person is pointing at that person. You know this one's a bad guy. That guy is pointing because he's a bad guy. But that doesn't mean this person's not bad. But like that guy took priority. Alright, let's see here. Well, if this was the bad guy, again, no one in this row is a bad guy because the bottom row proves it. So the second bad guy is also in the top row. And no one is pointing at the guy on the left. But the bad guy is the one pointing to the other bad guy. Yeah, it's gotta be top right, because he's pointing at someone who has to be a good guy. Because if he wasn't a good guy, that guy, or that guy, or that guy would be pointing at him. Only good guys fold their arm. So if you know that this guy is good, but he's getting pointed to anyway, means that these three are pointing to one bad guy. That was that one. Bad guy is pointing to his fellow bad guy. Because he's got to point somewhere. This bad guy pointing at that good guy. Because he's a bad guy. Hopefully I got that.
This is an interesting one. And that's how it's done.
Da-da-da-da. Well, it wasn't a very difficult puzzle anyway. The perfect storm sweeps again. Alright, as a special favor, I'll give you my analysis of the crime. First of all, let's review the facts. This morning, the man was pushed from the bank of the Thames into the river. There was at least one witness, but he was on the opposite bank. The criminal was too far away to be seen clearly. Soon afterwards, a woman threw herself into the river from the same bank as the witness. Which is all exactly with the legend of the Thames. Yes, the missing couple are known as Vic and Tim, residents of Chancellor Lane. They are both members of a theatrical group and were planning to participate in tonight's Riverside show of devotion. However, no one appears to have realized that the pair were seeing each other, which is where the facts diverge from the legend. Meanwhile, we have the information that the couple were meeting regularly with a third party. You know who that is, I presume. The very person who instigated the investigation. Mayor Pippa Loanida. Allah, from these facts, there is only one conclusion that can be drawn, and that is the person who pushed Tim into the river was Mayor Loanida herself. Never. An interesting deduction, Emiliana. I admit, there are some facts missing at the moment, but all evidence points to Mayor Loanida. There is just one vital factor missing that would incriminate her beyond doubt. A motive, you mean? Yes, I see you and I are on the same page. Naturally, I've explored the possibility of something. Usually, I can get a clear profile of the culprit from the case background and evidence surrounding the victims. But this time, the profile isn't coming together. Why did the culprit push the man into the river, and how is that related to the woman throwing herself in? Neither point ties with the current profile I've built up. This is the first time I've encountered a case like this. The profile, yes. It sounds like you're struggling a bit, Miss Perfetti. Yeah, I mean, I argue that this entry in the Leighton series isn't very story heavy. And it's more focused on there's some short stories, like each chapter is kind of its own story. And it's mostly about the puzzle gameplay in this case. But the first 6 in the Layton series all have really nice overarching stories. I mean, it's why I named myself Asfred. Struggling, me, ha! The more challenging the case, the more I shine. Did she say shine or whine? I don't know which one I heard. The fact that the profile doesn't fit some key facts about the case is an important piece of information in itself. All I need to do is work that back into my analysis and build up a new profile. So I must get back to the yard. The profile doesn't fit the facts. Have you had a thought, Miss Layton? Oh no, it's nothing. Come along, we must talk to the mayor. Almost there. One more piece, and the case shall be solved once and for all. Although, you know, the further we go, the more likely it is that you have figured it out for yourself by this point. Well, they don't really give you much of a chance to figure out the first case, since it ends up... Yeah, if you saw the first case, they made a replica out of wafer. They pretty much had to feed you that piece of information in a cutscene at the end. But this one, I feel it's a bit more obvious. Excuse me, Mayor Lowenita. Oh, hello again. How is your investigation coming along? Very well, thank you. I think we're nearly there. I'd just like to ask you 1 or 2 more questions, if I may. Of course, anything to help solve the case. Ask away. Thank you. I'll get straight to the point then. It seems you've really gone to extreme lengths for the sake of this year's festival. Well, it is a London tradition after all. I'm all for progress and forward thinking, but traditions are very important as well. I hear you undertook a lot of the planning yourself, and wanted to reinvigorate the festival in a way. Reinvigorate, in case that wasn't clear. Yes, I'm afraid I'm not very good at delegating. I always wanted to do things myself whenever possible. I also understand you've been having some lengthy discussions with some of the participants. That's true. It's the climax of the whole festival, so it requires special attention. It's really vital that the festival is a success this year. That's why I've had to plan everything so meticulously. I see. Well, I think we have a good idea of your particularly strong zeal for the event now. Thank you. That's it? Strong zeal? That all you've got, Captain? Don't worry, Cheryl. It's all I need. Oh, that's strange. What is it, Miss Layton? There's something different about this office. Something's changed. Has it? Now you've come to mention it, I'm picking up on something too. Have a good look around, everyone. We need to figure out what's different. All that portrait might have was slightly more white in the collar than it did before. Or maybe that lamp has had a chip missing from its glass bulb. Or perhaps... Oh, hey, a teddy bear. Ah, this teddy bear wasn't here before, was it? Oh, isn't it cute? I must say, though, it doesn't really fit with my image of the mayor. I suppose you wouldn't expect to find a cuddly bear in the office of a go-getter City of London mayor, would you? The truth is, threadbare as he may be, this old friend helps me relax when things are getting a little hectic. It does seem a little out of place here. Seems so self-assured and confident. Do I? Well, I've had quite a few soft toys I was fond of when I was a little girl. I had one like this, too. Enter the puzzle, Rainbow Rabbit. Looks like this white cuddly rabbit needs a bit of color, but there have been a few specific requests. You can use 3 colors. Pink should appear in 7 places, yellow in 4 places. The same color shouldn't appear next to itself. The body and both shoes should be the same color. Alright. So it's not exactly the same as college level color theory, but there's some similarities between this and the combinatoric topic of coloring problems, where, I mean, part of the condition is that you can't have the same color next to each other. So it's a special type of graph that you can create where you assign different colors to each of the points to try and... It's good for conflict resolution, like, if you, like, color the same color two things that would be in conflict with each other, and then you graph it out to separate them. Can be used for things like scheduling, seeding, so on and so forth. But this isn't exactly the same because we have a mandated number of... Well, actually, no. That could happen in that type of problem. Never mind. Let's try doing pink for the body and shoes. Yellow should appear in 4 places. We'll give it a blue. Oh wait, but the same color can't appear next to each other. No, but that solves that problem. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I make this pink, that's gonna count as next to this pink body. Oh, and I have to color it. I can't leave it white as an option. So I have to fix some things here. That's 5, 6. The body and both shoes should be the same color. We already established that. Maybe the head can be yellow then. The legs could be pink. And then I'll just switch blue and pink here. That we get 3 pink in the middle, 2 in the bottom, 2 at the top. That adds up to 7. This should do it. Huzzah. I didn't know they made plushes of the Squid Sisters. I got my sister one of those squid-shaped pillows because she really likes Splatoon. I wanted the pink one, but it was so expensive.
Should do it, I think.
I settled on teal. She likes it anyway. I had a feeling that wouldn't stump you. My father bought this bear for me. Actually, it was at the Riverside Festival from one of the street stalls. Ah, so it has special meaning for you then. Yes, that's right, especially as my father is no longer with us. He was a very busy man. He used to work extremely hard, but even so, he always made time to take me to the Riverside Festival. I loved the festival and the time I spent at it with my father. So many memories. Yes, there's no greater treasure than memories of your loved ones, is there? Absolutely. And I'm sure lots of Londoners feel the same way about the festival. People in the city have been making wonderful family memories at it for years now. Which is why it's such a terrible shame that attendance has been falling in recent years. The idea of abolishing it altogether is just abhorrent. I have to preserve my precious memories. The festival must be a success. You alright, Miss Loanita? Oh, I do apologize. I don't usually let myself get quite so animated. Please don't apologize. It's nice for us lesser mortals to see that even someone as cool and collected as you loses a little control occasionally. Being mayor doesn't matter. Being mayor means you have to keep your emotions buried, you see. Really? I would have thought it's better to be true to yourself in a role like yours. I have the same debate with myself time and time again. in the teaching profession? Is it better for students who, especially those who might have things that are making them suffer, is it better for them to come to a neutral face that's just a calm and steady rock there for them that might bring them a little joy even if they have to fake it a little? Or is transparency above all? Or is it sometimes yes and sometimes no? It's something I go back and forth with. I guess right now I'm in the sometimes go for it and be open and sometimes don't kind of camp, depending on the day to day and who we're talking about. Maybe some of us are a little too true to ourselves, Cat. I've got a good idea. I'd like to show you something rather special. Oh, something special? Yes, there's a balcony just outside here. Would you join me out there for a moment? Save, 'cause I'm paranoid. Well, what do you think of my view? Aren't the city lights beautiful? It's like all the stars have fallen from the night sky and landed on London. Now that's a view! And you can see the festival grounds from here too. So you can. Festival lights look lovely as well. They do, don't they? It's just a shame that year by year there have been less lights and less people enjoying the event. But see how bustling it is this year. All those people who'd forgotten about the festival have come back again. And I feel confident now that next year there will be more people again, and even more the year after that. Parents bringing their children, and in future those children bringing their own children. That's all I wanted.
This year's Riverside Festival is going to be very special indeed.
Why have a cutscene if it's gonna be that short? Well, I'm very sorry for taking up so much of your time when you're so busy, Miss Loanita. Oh, that's quite alright. I enjoyed discussing the festival with you. Good luck with the investigation. Thank you. I believe we're homing in on the truth now. Really? That's wonderful. Keep me posted. And we've got all the pieces to finish this chapter. Let's solve it. I've cracked it. The case is as clear as crystal to me now. Is it? I could have sworn we were getting further from the truth. Oh, Miss Layton has a knack for seeming like it's going off on a tangent when I'm sure she's really solving the case in her own way. Well, I'm pretty sure anyway. So let's call Inspector Hastings and ask him to meet us. The time has come for me to reveal the truth behind this whole affair. At once, miss. Have you really figured it all out, Cat? Tell all, Miss Layton, please. There isn't long until I have to give the closing speech. Oh, don't worry, this won't take long at all. As you all know, the incidents took place this morning following the old legend of the Thames almost to the letter. Yeah, too much of a coincidence that, obviously. Someone clearly made a deliberate effort to copy the legend. Quite right, Inspector. Someone did exactly that.
Alright then. Who's the culprit, Cat?
I think first, Inspector, there's something more important than identifying the culprit.
Wrong.
And that is how crazy you are about festivals, Mayor Loanida.
Who did it? It's far more important in a whodunit.
How did you know?
She's right, doggone it! Are you going to explain yourself, Kat, or what?
Mayor Loanida, loving the Riverside Festival as much as you do, it became unbearable to watch its popularity dwindle over recent years, didn't it?
Oh dear.
So she killed him. Is that what you're saying?
No. A festival lover would never do such a thing.
Eh? But you said...
It was all an elaborate show, made possible by the mayor's great power and influence. Part of the festival entertainment, if you will. The murdered couple are alive and well, no doubt hidden somewhere inside this very building.
But she's the one who asked for me to investigate the case.
I'm sorry to say, Inspector, that I believe the mayor thought it was a case you wouldn't be able to solve.
Burn! Pew, 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 pew. That was the air horn for the burn.
Katrielle, I see you're quite the entertainer.
It's been an eventful festival, that's for sure. And a successful one, too.
Yes. I'm delighted that my last festival as mayor hasn't been a flop. Thank you, Katrielle.
Are you retiring, Pippa?
Yes, I must. I've abused my position as mayor. I just couldn't bear the thought of the festival my father always took me to being abolished, you see. But I've let everyone down.
I see. Well,
I'll be sad to see you go, she said.
Loanida, thanks to you, this year's festival enjoyed a record-breaking turnout. There's just one little problem.
Oh? What problem?
Have a gander at this.
Goodness me, what?
It's a proposal put forward by some of London's youth. They want the same performance you cooked up this year to happen every year, only bigger. They're suggesting calling the old love story thing the Riverside Musical, and they're planning massive participation from youngsters all over the city.
I just don't believe it.
I think London still needs you at the helm, Mayor Loanida. After all, no one loves this city like you do. And it looks like next year's festival is gonna take some planning.
Oh, Inspector Hastings, I don't know what to say.
The missing couple made an appearance at the Riverside Show of Devotion that evening. They explained everything that had happened. The festival was an unprecedented success, attended by more people than ever before, thanks to Mayor Loanida's hard work. So it looks as though the festival will remain as one of London's great traditions. As a place where families can gather and make memories together that will last them a lifetime. Another day with no enquiries. Is London really so crime-free? If you've got nothing to do, why don't you tidy your desk? Looks like a dog's dinner. That mountain of papers and books and goodness knows what else is a disgrace. Don't you worry, Cheryl. I have a system. I know exactly where everything is. Miss Layton! Miss Layton! Goodness, what is it, Ernest? Don't tell me the people of London have finally cottoned on to me. Are they queuing down the street? Oh, I do wish they were, miss, but sadly, no. Oh, well, that's a relief. Yeah, it would be so terrible for business if we actually had some clients. Think about it, Cheryl. If people were queuing up to see me, I'd have no time for my afternoon tea. We need to get you some motivational training. It's not about being motivated. I'm holding back, so I'm ready to respond with pep and verve when the situation really demands it. Now then, what was it you wanted, Ernest? Well, don't be surprised, miss, but I've won a pair of tickets to the exclusive pre-screening of the new film, A Naval Advance, No Sub for Love. Let's just think about Naval Advance for a second. Really? That's great, Ernest. So, I was thinking perhaps you and I could go together, maybe. I mean, well, not as a work thing. I don't know. Oh, please, miss. It's a Maverick D. Rector film. I bet it'll be spiffing. Maverick D. Rector? Is he a famous filmmaker or something? Oh, yes. Something else he said. Stupid buttons. He breathed new life into the whole romance genre with his seminal work. E.T., the Extra Hungry Terrestrial, and The Attack of the Munchies. If that's a real film, I'm a professor of archaeology. It's got everything, Cheryl. Suspense, drama, animal romance. Really, words just can't do it justice. So what's this new film about then? A Naval Advance, no sub for love. Oh, it's about love and emotions, and it's packed with edge-of-your-seat action, and apparently has a real twist at the end. Well, I think I feel overwhelmed already. The point is, it's a fantastic film, I'm sure. And there are oodles of famous actors in it. The sets are supposed to be incredible, too. I'm sure you'd love it, miss. It really doesn't sound like my cup of tea, Ernest. Oh. Don't give up, Pinstripes. What would pique Miss Layton's interest? Of course. Well, miss, I've also been given a coupon for a, free portion of the brand new durian-flavored popcorn. Popcorn, you say? I don't believe it. I'm in. That worked. I'd be glad to go with you in that case, Ernest. When's the film showing? Where do we leave? Now she's straining the lead to go there. The preview is being shown at the Savoy. What's that, a famous cinema? Rather, the Savoy Theatre is known by film buffs all over the world. It used to just be a run-of-the-mill cinema, but about 10 years ago there was a huge renovation and it turned into a luxury theatre. Since then, it's attracted all manner of cultural figures and celebrities from London. It's considered the heart of British cinema now. Really, the cinema of choice for London's elite. Now I'm interested. The popcorn at such a famous cinema is surely going to be to die for. But the film's what's exciting, miss. Leave it, Pinstripes. We all know now that cat's ruled by her belly. Of course, yes, a preview screening at such a prestigious location. It's going to be a big event, obviously. Oh, it is. I've heard that as well as the lucky winners like myself, all sorts of VIPs have been invited too. Really? Well, in that case, I'll have to dress up. As what? I was thinking I'd just go dressed as I am now, actually. Well, not me. I have to make more of an effort. That's what a gentlewoman does. I'll go change now. Just give me a minute. Oh, Miss Layton, it's starting very soon, so please hurry if you can. Just give me a minute, she says. I know human minutes are longer than dog minutes, but this takes the biscuit. She has been a rather long time, hasn't she? If we don't hurry now, we're going to miss the show. Here I am. Sorry to keep you waiting. How many outfits did you try on, Cat? Woo! I say, miss. What do you think, Ernest? Cheryl? Do I look silly in this dress? Silly? It's amazing what a dress can do. Well, I was hoping for a little bit of a reaction at least. Well, never mind. Better get going or we'll be late. Come along. Alright, let's go. An angel. Miss Layton is an angel. there go the frames again. Darn it. Chapter 3, which we'll be seeing more of next time, is called The Stolen Kiss. Here we are, miss, the save loy. It is grand, isn't it? Gaudy, even. I've never been inside before, actually. I'm a little nervous. It's only a cinema. Yeah, come on, Pinstripes. Are you a man or mouse? I shall eat you if you're a mouse. Sure, I'll behave. This just isn't something to be nervous about, Ernest. It's not like when I had to add another book to the teetering pile on my desk. Highly up. Bad dog. Anyway, enough of that. There are a lot of people here, aren't there? They all won tickets, do you suppose? I expect so. It's almost palpable, isn't it? How everyone's dying for the film to start. I know I am. Oh, look, miss, over there. Isn't that Emiliana? So it is. I wonder if that means something's happened. She could be here investigating. I haven't noticed any kind of commotion or anything. If there was an incident, that would liven things. Never mind, let's just go and get the information from the horse's mouth. Ah, we called her a horse. Ha 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 ha. Alright, we have a little epilogue to the previous chapter. We'll view that now. What's the best option? Is it something troubling you? I just can't think of a really good idea. It's so hard. Oh dear, well, you do have a very difficult job, I think. Is it the tax reform? Or the NHS? No, nothing like that. What's really on my mind is... Oh dear, don't tell me it's even more, important. I'm afraid it is, yes. Next year's Riverside Festival. Next year's, festival? Yes, I need a really outstanding idea to make the festival the best ever. I didn't imagine you'd be, worrying about that yet. I suppose perhaps it's worth thinking about now. Maybe. It's only a year away, Hesse. And I'm determined to make next year's festival even more successful. How's about this? We could start spreading a rumor about a phantom that appears over the Thames. A restless soul that draws people unwittingly to the river, to their demise. Or a mysterious beast of some kind, perhaps. A crocodile! Yes, an enormous croc that somehow escaped captivity and slipped into the river. Or the dragon that St. George slayed, magically resurrected. How about that? I could even arrange for someone to dress up in costume and terrify all the festival goers. I think I'd be far too scared. I doubt you'd see me there, Mayor. In fact, you definitely wouldn't. Probably. Well, that's no good then. I'll have to come up with another idea. Isn't there gonna be a musical show next year? That will probably be more than enough entertainment. I should think it will. Maybe. Yes, although that's not something Guildhall would be putting on. I can't let the public outdo me. I need to think of something spectacular. I think I'll spend some time out on the balcony and see if a good idea comes to me there. Well, the success of this year's festival has certainly changed Miss Loanita. Well, almost certainly. She's much less subdued now. Quite a lot less. I like the new mayor. I really do. I really, really do. Safe, cause I'm paranoid. Alright, I'll be suspending Chapter 3. We're not gonna go into it tonight, but I do want to check back at the agency. Let's see how I did in Case 2. I'm missing 5 puzzles. Alright, I'm gonna spend some time here before I end the stream. Going back to Cases 1 and 2. I'm not gonna search for every hint coin. especially since I don't tend to use them. But I do like doing every puzzle. So there's 2 missing back in chapter 1. And it gives you a recap, but I don't really want it. For cases you've solved already, stuff will be displayed. And at least you'll know where to look. So that's good. So here, 3 out of 3, 12 out of 12 are good. I'm missing some hint coins there, but I don't really care about the hint coins. Let's go to the patisserie, the bakery, where I am missing a puzzle. Apparently, this girl has it. Puzzle for the doggy. Rock, paper, scissors, tower. Insert an icon into every spot so that all games are a tie. Get 5 rocks, 3 scissors, and 2 papers. A tie means 3 of the same or 1 of each. No, I didn't want. I'm gonna put a rock up there. I'm gonna have this be a tie of rocks. Then we can have this be a 1 of each scenario. Leave a scissors for there and a paper for there and a scissors here, and all I have left is a rock now. So I'm gonna have to rearrange some stuff. Maybe I'll put the no, I only have 2 papers. What if I make the bottom 2 paper? And this is scissors. Cosmo, welcome. RPS, this is make everything a tie. And by tie they mean all the same or 1 of each, meaning that no one of the 3 players in any triangle wins. But I've got a limit on what I can put in. Let's see, that's still too many papers if I do that. Maybe I'll use my 3 scissors here. And then my papers. Oh no, that's not gonna work out. Maybe my 2 papers here, but I only have 2 papers, so I can't have them in the same triangle. Maybe one of my papers can go at the top and the other in the center. I can have that be a scissors tie, that be a rock tie, this be a 3-way tie, and that leads to a 3-way tie. This can be rock, and everything is good except I have too many scissors and not enough rocks. Hold on, I think I'm on to it though. On to you, game. But if I do that way, then... hold it. I'm just kind of fiddling right now. Maybe instead. I wish I could reset, but it doesn't let you reset the icon. You just have to cycle through the 3. Here's a thought. Let's change everything to rock right now. and just figure out where the other should go. Alright. Maybe I should use the 3 scissors in the center. The 2 papers on the edges. Aha!
I eat puzzles like this for breakfast.
That's why I wanted to reset, was to work from the ground up. And the closest I could do was just make all of them rock. There is more than one correct solution, but same idea. Yeah, sure, I'll shake the girl's hand. That means I finally cleared out the bakery. Save, cause I'm paranoid. There's one other missing puzzle from this chapter. It's probably backed by Elizabeth Tower. Hello, Big Ben here, done that. There is a puzzle here, though. I had to talk to the reporter again. Story about Big Ben needs writing straight away, but something else I'm forgetting. I can't put him off any longer. It's this puzzle, see? Nothing about it makes any sense to me. Magic numbers. Ah, one of these. Place the panels so that adding or multiplying horizontally or vertically results in the number shown between the panels. Oh, I'm a math guy, this should be fine. How would I make 7 with 6? I wouldn't. 28 and 7 makes 35. That might be good. Oh. There's no 2, so I can't do 28 times 2 anyway. That's a 28 to make 36, that's 8. 8 times 7, or 28 plus 7, either way there's like a 7 involved. But then that can't be 8 because I don't have anything to add it. And 7 and 8 are usually the first numbers that come to mind for multiplying to 56. I think so, but there's nothing that multiplies by 7 to make 52. So I'm thinking 7 and 8 is just the wrong train of thought. Because I also have 9 times 6 is 54, that doesn't work. Do I have anything that adds to 56? I've got 40... No, none of these numbers add up to 56, so that's a multiplication problem. The process of elimination. I don't have 2, so it's not 28 times 2. 22 doesn't go in. 14 does. I could do 14 times 4. Then I could do 4 times 9. Then I could do 9 plus no. That wouldn't work. 14 and 28 do not make 52, so that may also be the wrong line of thought. 14 and 22 would make 36. 22 and... what makes a 5? But that would be 11. I don't have an 11 though. 4 times 13 makes 52, and 13 plus 22 would make 35. 22, 14 make 50. Oh, it was 14 times 4. Yeah.
If you'll entertain my idea here.
There you go. Give me enough time, I can do pretty much anything math related. That is the only possible combination for that puzzle. Oh good, I can buy more furniture. Save, cause I'm paranoid. Back to the office. Alright, so that should clear out case 1. Yep, all puzzles. 5 stray hint coins, but I don't care. I don't like using hints anyway, but there are 5 whole puzzles to get in the chapter we just beat. No need for the recap, already beat the chapter. There is a puzzle out here on the balcony. Not there. Not there. Not on the tower bridge. Not in that. I found all the hint coins before I found the puzzle. It's in this house. That very specific house. There's a puzzle about neighbors. It's actually called Neighbors. I did not know that. 4 people live on different floors in the apartment block. Which floor do they live on? A is 3 floors below D. B is on the 7th or 8th floor. C is on an odd-numbered floor. D, the floors we live on are an equal distance apart. Alright, my options are anything from... Is it just single digit, or can I do... No, it's only single digit numbers. I live on the 0th floor. You really don't need 0 on the keyboard if it's a single digit. Unless I mean ground floor, but I don't think that's what they're going for here. Alright, guess what? It's time for a system of equations. Equation 1. A lives 3 floors below D. Means that D minus 3 equals... It's very hard to do this docked A. Maybe I should just get some pen and paper. The memo function is nice if you're on a touch device. Like the undot switch. I'm just gonna erase that mess. Alright. It's time for pen and paper. Alright, equation 1, D minus 3 equals A. Equation 2, B is equal to 7 or 8. Equation 3, C is equal to some odd number, meaning 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9. And D, everyone lives an equal distance apart. Okay, now the equal distance apart thing combined with the A lives 3 floors below D thing, that means one of 2 things. Either they all live 3 floors apart, or, since that's not actually possible because there can only be up to 9 floors, just based on the fact that it's a single digit number. Since that's not possible, it means that they live less than 3 floors apart, but that there is someone between A and D equidistant from... No, that doesn't make sense either. Now let me plot this out. Maybe 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 5. That's not possible now. If I just skip by 1s, there's no way to get a difference of 3. So I must skip by 2s. So floor 1, floor 4, floor 5, 6, 7, floor 8, 9, 10? That still leads to 10 floors. Am I sure I can't enter 10? 1. There, and then it switches to 0. Alright. Perhaps they all live 1 floor apart. B is on the 7th or 8th floor. D is on the odd numbered floor. A is 3 below D. So they could all live 1 floor apart, with A being at the lowest level and D being at the highest. And since B would have to be between them, that means 7 or 8 is between A and D. That places them considerably high up in the building. So if it went like 9, 8, 7, 6, then D could be in 9, and A could be in 6, and then that leaves 7 or 8 for B, but B would have to be in the 7th because... sorry, the other way around. B would have to be in the 8th, because C is in the odd numbered floor, which is 7. And you might be thinking, but what if D lives on the 8th floor? And you take it from there. But then, C would be pushed down to the 6th floor, not the 7th floor, and he wouldn't be in an odd-numbered floor anymore. So, that is the solution. He is all the way up on the 9th floor. Below that is B on the 8th floor. Below that is C on the 7th floor. And below that is A on the 6th floor.
I've seen how to solve this now. And that's how it's done.
I love how my first thought was, let's make it an algebra problem. And then it turned out that you really couldn't do that. It was more process of elimination than anything. No missing puzzle there. Yes, missing puzzle there. And save, cause I'm paranoid. Is it the person? Nope. Is it the fire hydrant? Nope. Not up there. Oh, you just showed up at the bus stop. Yes, Sash and Scarfin, we want your puzzle. So very badly. Fire 2 cannonballs to destroy all the boxes. You can only hit boxes on the bottom row. If a box is destroyed, the boxes above it fall down. If the numbers on adjacent boxes form a sequence starting with 1, other boxes in the sequence are destroyed. Alright, so for example, if I shoot this 1. Oh, I'm not choosing. I thought I was pointing and clicking on the block. I'm just pointing at the cannon. If I start here. No. If I start here. So that's the idea. So I want to shoot this one because that's going to take out the whole right side. Then I want to shoot this one because it'll take out the whole left side.
I've seen how to solve this now. Puzzles are made for solving.
Goodbye, sequential boxes. My map done. Done. Go by bike. Missing puzzle here by the restaurant. Oops, I did not mean to click ideal meal, I just wanted to save so I wouldn't have to redo the cannon puzzle. Set save. You've got no new puzzle for me. You've got no new puzzle. Incline in the window. Incline in the straight light. Where's the puzzle? Not the sewer grate. Not the outdoor seating area. Not the awning. I know it's not this bush, that's just an animation. Not that window. Not this other bush that doesn't bounce. Not the sky. Oh, dust, 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 dusty dust. Being given two different star shapes. The one on the left is pointy, the one on the right is a flower. Can you use both of them to make 5 circles? Press A to change its size. Hold A to pick it up, and use LR to rotate it. Does rotating it really do anything? Because... okay, it does do a little something. No, I want the pointy one to be smaller now. That's... come on, there it is, come on. No, I don't want it bigger. Oh my god, they should be giving this to me now. I need the flower even... no, that's as large as the flower gets. Okay, they had to be medium.
I see how to solve this now. And that's how it's done.
Yay, stars. Save, cause I'm paranoid. Puzzle here. Go get it. Dust on the shelf. There it is. Robots take the cake. Make sure the factory robots place strawberries on all the cakes passing their conveyor belts. Control the robots and place strawberries on every cake. Robots do nothing if there is no cake in position. You saw it about it, blah 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 blah. Okay, so let's just see this in action. Oh, this one's got a broken arm? Ah, no it doesn't. Okay. Okay, so I messed that up because there's no way it'll get back to his left arm. Gotta make sure you get back to your left arm. And make sure you take care of the one on the edge. Wait, undo that. See. No, I gotta hit both of these though at some point, so do that one first as early as possible. You can get that, and you can get that. Either one of you can get that, that, and that. As long as you're prioritizing the edges, that's not really a problem. Extra binary. It's supposed to be extraordinary. That pun's even a stretch by my standards. Alright, last places that I'm missing puzzles. Where? Outside the agency. Not in our sign. That's not with Benny. That's with Bob Brackett. Pipe Nightmare 2. Ah, we saw this puzzle earlier where we gotta pick the valves. Two of them will fill the pipes. Once again. A fills the left and the third one, and nothing else. B fills the left one, and the fourth one, but nothing else. C fills the left one, goes behind here, and then it splits off into the third and fifth, so that's decent. D fills the second one, which nothing else has up to the... Actually, no, C would fill the second one too. I missed that. So that D would be redundant if I chose C. E fills left, third. F goes. G fills the right side. Any other pipe fill the right side. H does. F does. Just want to keep an eye out for any pipes that need specific valves to be filled. Second from the right gets filled by G, but not by H. And not by F. So I'm thinking G is gonna be a friend here. It'll fill the far right, it'll fill the second from the right. It'll split off here. And it'll fill the fourth from the right. It'll split off here, fill the third from the right, and the fifth from the right. Like, G does all that, so G is looking good. And then I need to find a pipe that fills the three left valves, which is looking to be... He does those two. I'm thinking C and G. Hopefully I'm visualizing this correctly.
So, in conclusion, still no patch on Miss Layton, of course.
You know, when I heard this game had CG animation, I didn't think that's what it meant. Ha ha ha. I don't know if this game has CG animation. Probably not, it's all 2D. That was a stupid joke, and I'm not sorry. No puzzles missing there. Let's just check the river vicinity one more time. Sure enough, I got the puzzle here. So that should be everything. I will double check with the case board to be sure. All 11 puzzles in case 1, all 17 in case 2, and case 3 is where we're gonna pick up next time. Something unexpected is gonna happen during Ernest's precious movie premiere. What just happened? I just heard something. Did anyone else hear the words "bye for now"? What the heck? What? Is there a voice in my head? Was there a machine? Is there another person? Alright, let's just ignore whatever is haunting the room so that I can end stream proper. Thank you all for coming out. Especially Tom and Cosmo for participating in the chat. Even if you just lurked a bit, that's cool too. On Saturday, I'll hit one of the side games that you see in the panel below, and we'll resume Chapter 3 of this next Tuesday. So, till then, you guys have yourself a good night. Let's roll credits.